Money is a business bank account and a debit card. We've been around for uh, 4 years already. We started in 2018. We're now, I think, around 100,000 customers strong. All of them are small businesses from very different areas. Including constructors, uh, different sort of sole traders, the more established businesses like cafes, hotels, Airbnbs of sorts. So yeah, that's who we are. We're also doing a lot of uh, partnerships with other companies, and we're always trying to get accountants to be happy with our accounts. So that's why we're really interested in partnering with Sage and getting the integration going, so that all the accountants who are using Sage with their customers could use the data from Money to get more insights on their clients' businesses. Yeah, I'm Irakli. I'm the product manager for the integrations and accountants teams. So we're in charge of all integrations with our third parties, both the accounting softwares and anyone else, different kind of companies. Yes, and Andre is the tech lead of the accountants team, who was in charge of the Sage integration at all.
So yes, I uh, I work as a developer here, and some other guys with me. And for this about these integrations with Sage, I've done almost all the job, all the architecture, design, and all handlers. So to be honest, it was my first task in Nana. I just joined a year ago, and it was very interesting and a little bit challenging for me to do this job, but it was interesting to gain.
Yeah, sure. So I'm right now in charge of the technical integrations, and as a part of that, we're trying to get more accountants on board with Anna. So our goal was to cover those accountants who are using Sage already and whose customers are using or will be using Sage, would be using Sage. And we needed this integration in order to promote our services to those specific accountants, because we wanted to cover as much businesses as possible. So in order to do that, we wanted to have a like a straight flow of our transactions going into Sage, so that we could really get some very nice, straightforward integration for the accountants to use, and basically save some time of accountants who would otherwise use some prehistoric ways of doing business like CSVs or Excel spreadsheets. Sage is a well-known product among our audience. We saw customers using it. We saw accountants requesting it. So it was like a no-brainer for us and since there was the actual possibility, we couldn't let ourselves I don't know, avoid it. And yeah, we just wanted to do it as soon as we got the idea.
great. I'd love all the Postman collection that you sent to me with all the API keys, and it was very convenient. I haven't done a lot of integrations at this moment, but from my perspective, this part of this collection was absolutely great, and nobody done this before, and I really appreciate it.
I think it's everything's there. As I said, we just would be good for us as a next step to bring files into the integration, just to import them into Sage. Other than that, I don't see anything that is missing so far. The journey was pretty straightforward. The integration is nice. It's very easy for both us as the developers and the customers. So yeah, it's good.
So I have to say, I absolutely love your documentation and your diagrams about authentication process. It was very helpful. So at first I thought it could be pretty difficult, but you was very clear in documentation, and I have to say my main problem and the only pain was some difficulties on debugging some in production because of security reasons. We cannot see what our users could see in Sage interface, and we cannot see what they can do in our application. So have to add more logs and see for errors and try to guess if everything gone fine or there was some problems. But all about your side of this project is absolutely great. Oh, well, the second pain for me was missing the sandbox web interface. So I had to mock some of it just for me for development purposes. But it's okay. It was not very difficult. Just a little exercises, and it was okay.
I thought it would be a little bit longer because you mentioned that we're sort of the first ones to use the API on that scale. So I thought it would. I didn't think it would be like that ready or whatever. I thought it's still sort of in development or something. So yeah, I was very happy that we made it so quickly. I think Andre as well.
Yeah, I started at the beginning of February. All was good at this moment. I lived in Moscow, but when the war started, we had to relocate just quickly as we can. And from beginning of the March, we live in Georgia with my family. So it's great to be here, and it was took some time to be to make myself comfortable here. So this work could be done a little bit faster, but we couldn't choose something. Support was great as the documentation. So he was very helpful, polite, and returned early as soon as possible. It was good.
Well, yeah, maybe like increase the amount of data that can be pushed into Sage because we ourselves store the files like we're snapping the receipts, invoicing for all the transactions that we have. It would be great to, as the next step, to send this data to Sage as well.
So I can remember that it was a little misunderstanding for me about some IDs you use, some principal ID and authentication ID, account ID, and asked these questions to Jordan, and we had to draw some schemas which ID could be on our side and it should equal ID on your side. Some maybe diagram of these relationships could be useful.
Every kind of this type of integration actually helps us. So um, the more we use them, the more we see that the clients are happier, which is very important for us, both in terms of like the feedback, the financial, the revenue from the customers, anything like that. So any way that we can improve integration with Sage and or any other integration is very useful for us. That's why we now have basically a separate team that's dedicated to integrations, which is me, Andre, and some other guy. There's the problem that Andre, as he mentioned, he integration with Sage was his first project, and previously we had integration with Zero. Let's name them. I think it was. Pretty much straightforward as well. At least for me as a product manager, I didn't see any like hiccups or something. Uh, there were some limitations that we avoided. It was all right. So yeah, and uh, sort of my idea of bringing files into the integration comes from the experience of Zero, which we used and we sent files there as well. Right now, yeah, we see that we have constant growth of customers using the integration, which is good for us. We're so the is just the number that we use. We're not like entirely checking the financial side of that thing, but as we can see, all the customers who are starting to use any third-party integrations are in a way they're becoming more profitable for us as a company. So yeah, again, the more we see them to use Sage integration, the more we consider them profitable and yeah, good for us. So yeah, we're hoping to see many more in future. We didn't see anything bad, which is a great sign. I'd say so. We didn't hear any bad feedback that something is not working or something like that. So which is great. So that's for us probably the best part that we don't need to spend that much time on the support of things. Right now, it's just the banking, but yeah, we'll definitely try to explore what else we can do. So we'll be happy to work with you guys in future as well. Yeah.